Welcome, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of us, wherever we may be at this particular hour. Facebook, before we start, we need permission to play our music for today, and also the social media clips and the information that we got. I did not make them, and then we did not make them, and they are there in the public domain, and we have to use them to support what we are saying and what we are doing. I welcome you people, lovers of freedom all over the world, my Biafran people, my Igbo people, everybody that likes to see that people have their rights and support freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of worship, freedom of eating, freedom of dressing, freedom of everything. We have a lot of freedom of things that we need, and we do not want people to persecute us or to, suffocate us when we are trying to live as human beings. But before we start, let's hear our young growing up girls and boys of the Igbo people, and let's join them to sing. Facebook, please permit us to use this.
Let my people go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our beautiful Chinaza and your group. We thank you for bringing us our people, showering us in and singing this beautiful song. We are calling on Pharaoh to let our people go. Even our children are calling Pharaoh to let our people go. Who are the Pharaoh that we are talking about today? The Pharaoh that are persecuting the Biafran children, the Pharaohs that are persecuting the Igbo children, the Pharaohs that think that they are the God that put us in our land and they want to exterminate us and take over our land. Who are they? We are talking about the Nigerian government and their British allies. The British people and the Nigerian stooge they put there, they are the ones that are the Pharaoh we are calling upon today to let our people go. We do not want to belong anymore. You should no longer persecute us. We want to live. And that's the only crime anybody can claim that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cried and said, Pharaoh of Nigeria, Pharaoh of Britain, Pharaoh of whoever that supports them to let us go. That we want to go home to build our home. We want to go home to make sure that our people live happily. We are the happy people everywhere we are around the world. We maintain law and order. We live happily. We are the most people on the surface of the earth that are very hospitable in life. Our hospitality is of top notch. Anybody, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you come to our land, the Igbo land, the Biafra land, we welcome you. We give you a place to stay. We give you food to eat. We give you, we associate with you. We make you feel at home. We make you to feel at home. We respect your wishes and we welcome you. But when we finish welcoming you, then turn around to bite the fingers that fed you. That's not a good thing. And for that reason, for the persecution that they have been heaping upon the Igbos, the Biafran people, and then our brother said, let us go. We are no longer interested in belonging. You have taken everything that belongs to our people, that our forefathers have maintained. The things that have gone from hand to us, you have taken it from us. We have no more to give. If you want to live with us, you live happily with us. But do not suffocate us. Do not exterminate us. Do not take away the things that give us joy and that make us happy. You want to take the oil in our land. But the oil cannot finish because our land is filled with oil. Beautiful oil, valued oil. Our homes are built on top of oil. We walk on top of them. And you think that you can get them all out because you cannot get them all out because that's on top of that oil that we live. For that reason, you want to exterminate us. You want to kill us all. We say we don't want to be exterminated. We don't want to be killed. We don't want to be wiped out. Live and let live. We gave you. But now you turn around, you want to take it all by yourself. Nigerian government and their British allies, I'm talking to you. And that's what we are struggling for. That's what we are fighting for. That's why we said we don't want to belong anymore. Allow us to go. The Biafran children want to go. Just like the Israelites left the Egypt in those days, when they were being suffocated, when they were being marginalized, when they were being persecuted, and they rose up, and God sent them Moses. God sent them Moses and Joshua that helped him, assisted him. And they said, we have to go. We can no longer belong. And for that reason, the Israelites were marginalized, killed, butchered, suffocated. And then they managed to pull themselves out. And they went to their promised land where they were able to breed. In our own cases, we have our promised land already. We are living on it because that's where God situated our forefathers. And you want to pull us out from it? We said no. Let us be where we are. That's where God wants us to be. You want to kick us out? You want to kick us out from our land and do what? Take it over? It can never happen. That's exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cried for. That's what he was agitating for. That's why we followed him and say, yes, he's talking the truth and we have to live. And that's the only crime he committed. That's the only thing anybody can claim Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did wrong that made them to kidnap him. Went all across another nation, another country, all the way to Kenya. They kidnapped him and confined him. And we say, Let him go. Now his lawyers are talking out. They are speaking out. They are crying. They say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not being prosecuted. They are not judging him that he committed any crime. Instead, they are persecuting him. Why are you persecuting him? Why? What did he do? For today, there are a lot of things that were said in this clip that I'm going to play. And because it's a long clip, I tried to put it on my brand here. It didn't accept it. So I'm going to play it from my handset. And we have to listen and hear from Barrister Maxwell OKPARA, one of his legal team members. We want to hear him today. Maybe tomorrow we hear another person from the same clip, and then another day we play the remaining clip so that our people will hear. Because the lawyers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said, okay, let's read from the screen. Number one, we ask, why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still in the DSS confinement instead of in the prison? Why? Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime. The Nigerian judicial system have nothing against him. They cannot prosecute him because he has nothing. Even the Federal Court of Appeal on October 13, 2022, declared him free, a free man, acquitted him, and said the DSS should release him. The court should let him go because he did not commit any crime. Instead, Nigerian government committed the highest crime that they know they did by going across an international to kidnap him illegally. They were the ones that have criminal records on them, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today, Barrister OKPARA is saying that the judicial system is persecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and not prosecuting him. So we have to listen to him. It might be a little longer, but we have to stop whenever he stops. Thank you.
That Nnamdi Kanu is not facing any prosecution. Nnamdi Kanu is facing persecution. Persecution in the sense that since the history of law in Nigeria, it's well established that Nnamdi Kanu is the only defendant in the history of law in Nigeria that does not have adequate time and the facility as provided by Section 36 of the Constitution, which gave an accused person a right to have adequate time and facility to defend himself. What do I mean? You recall that some time ago, as his lawyer, when I went to have a discussion with him at the DSSS, my right was violated. I was intimidated. I was stripped to half naked there in DSSS. I rushed back to the Federal High Court and lay my complaint through originating processes. And after looking at all that happened, the court said yes, Nnamdi Kanu's rights was violated, granted all my reliefs, and directed the DSSS to apologize to us and stop intimidating us and to pay me 5 million naira. That particular judgment was not appealed against. That particular judgment is still subsisting and valid. Now, we took the same application to the same Federal High Court stating the reasons why Nnamdi Kanu should be taken away from DSSS. DSSS is a prosecution. You don't need to have a law degree for you to know that you can never be a judge in your own case. The principle of nemo judice casus. You can never be a judge in your own case. Anytime we went to DSSS to have a discussion with our client Nnamdi Kanu, the DSSS will set up gadgets, send the officials to come and monitor what we are saying. Right from the gate, they will search us. Whatever documents that the confidential documents that I'm going with to discuss with my client, they will collect it, take it to the legal department. The legal department will read it, photocopy it before they will hand it over to us. Whatever minutes I collected from Nnamdi Kanu, as I'm coming out, they will collect it from me and snap it. So, in other words, there is no defense. And we have pleaded time without number that please, if you don't want to release him on bail, send him to Kuje Correctional Center. These are the people that we are trained on how to keep a suspect that is facing trial, and we call them awaiting trial suspects. If you go there, they apply professionalism. They will give you all the necessary materials, provide a secluded place for you to have a discussion with your client. Even those that have been accused of treasonable felony, those that are accused of terrorism, they never treated them like this. Not to talk about a freedom fighter, somebody that is fighting a just cause. Now, we approach the same Federal High Court. The same Federal High Court refused to hear our application. I am talking about Honorable Justice Minta Nyako. Several applications has been made. In fact, one of them, he said that I'm not going to hear what happened in the other court. He said it. Now, on the last adjourned date, we are crying. Look at our predicaments. Somebody that is going to face the trial, we're about to commence trial in line with the Supreme Court judgment. Can you direct this people? Can you direct that Nnamdi Kanu should be transferred to the prison? He refused. She refused. She refused only to tell us that there is no security in Kuje prison, quoting the judge. You pressmen were there on that day. Now, you are now telling us that if Nnamdi Kanu is convicted for whatever charge you have, is he going to serve the prison term at DSSS? The answer is no. Now, what it means is that they kept Nnamdi Kanu there so that Nnamdi Kanu will not have a very fortified defense. This thing you must let the world know, because I saw one person, though I don't want to call him a journalist, because I know those who are journalists. He wrote in social media that Nnamdi Kanu don't want to face trial. These are our challenges. That one is on that. Remember that the Supreme Court also said, after admonishing the judge, I don't want to use the word after insulting the judge. I don't want to use it. I prefer to use the word after admonishing the judge. Say that the judge ought not have revoked his bail. And in the first instance, in other words, impliedly, Supreme Court has reinstated that bail and asked the court to make the pronouncement. But that is where I have an issue, because you don't destroy our jurisprudence because of Nnamdi Kanu. Without Nnamdi Kanu, there must be Nigeria. With or without Nnamdi Kanu. So you don't, whatever thing that we are stating today is going to be a precedent. Now, the question there is that what stops Supreme Court judges from exercising their power under Section 6 that gives them unlimited power to reinstate that bail? They referred us to Federal High Court. Now, we went to Federal High Court as a surplus to apply for the bail. The bail was rejected. Now, we have now made fresh application asking the court to comply with the Supreme Court. Remember that time when I addressed you people, I told you that what happened in that court that day is an act of Federal High Court setting aside the judgment of the Supreme Court. You don't do it in our own judicial jurisprudence. Now, we have applied. We brought 2 applications now. Either you reinstate that his bail, take him to Kuje prison, or send him to a private house for house arrest. You can take him to Abia State Government House. You can take him to Abia State Liaison Office. You can take him to Imo State Government House. You can take it to Imo State Liaison Office. If you feel that it is even comfortable for you, Mr. Madam George, please, you can send it to your house so that you will be sure what we are talking about. Personally, and I have said it, and I have told Nnamdi Kanu, for the fact that you'll be here, I have not prepared you for this trial. I, Maxwell Opera, will not come to defend you, because I don't defend people because I want to defend people. I defend people so as to get your own side of the story and advise you accordingly in line with the rules of my profession. I have not heard from Nnamdi Kanu. I have not advised him, and I want him to go and defend the first trial. First trial for what? So you people should. So what?
Before we continue, we have heard from him that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not facing prosecution. Prosecution is when they are really taking the normal judicial system to look into matters. But instead, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing persecution, which means they are suffocating him. They are not giving him his rights and privileges. And before we move on, we had the barrister here say that he mentioned to, or he has informed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that if the judicial system continues this way, that he is not coming to defend him in this line of injustice that is happening. So we have to know and clarify it. He's not saying that he's not defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's dropping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No. He's saying that if the Nigerian judicial system are not giving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the chance to consult with his own lawyers privately and get information from them, and they in turn get information from Mazi and make their, conclusions or check whichever way that his case will be. They will check it the left, right, and the right side to make sure that they are on the right path to take. But instead, whenever they want to see him, the DSS people and the court will first of all come and get their information, photocopy it, look into it, review it before giving it back to them to go and see their client. And then whatever information they have from their clients, these people will come and grab it from them, which means they have no privacy. Some people will say, well, he's in the jail or something. There is no private. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not convicted. He's not a criminal. He's just under detention. But they confined him, secluded him, and put him in a very tight corner. So his legal team are frustrated. So the world should hear this. The world should hear this. This is not how it is done. And before we can say, oh, his legal teams brought him and they drop him and go. No, that's not the reason. That's not the case. The case here is that they are crying out, that they are being frustrated in the line of defending their clients. And this is not how it's supposed to be. So they call the judge, Binta Nyako. Nyako should do the right thing. Nyako should know that she is a woman and she has her own children, if at all she has children. And one day, the measure that which she used to measure to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today will be turned around. And her children, all of them from A to Z, will suffer injustice in their life. Binta Nyako should sit up. She knows the law. She knows when injustices are being carried out. And she is the one implementing injustice in the rule of law. Because before her, there has been justice. The judicial system of Nigeria has been running smoothly. But since Nigeria has Binta Nyako as the chief judge, the world has turned upside down in that country. So Nyako, injustice will meet you when you are going. Injustice will meet you when you are coming. Injustice will meet you when you are resting in your house. Binta Nyako, injustice will meet you and consume you. And all of your children, because you are persecuting a child of another woman, a man, a husband of another woman, a father of other children, a brother, a cousin, a relative, my own brother. As you are persecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, injustice will surround you. You will never go free. Binta Nyako, for you to go free from injustice, from persecution, from suffocation, from frustration, Binta Nyako, you must rise up and do the needful. Because you cannot sit forever in that seat. One day you will come down. Remember, whatever goes up must come down. You have to sit up. Let's continue.
If the judge failed to reinstate his bail, send him to Kuje Correctional Center, send him to a private house for house arrest, then we are pulling out. You people should have it. We are not going to, so that not when we pull out on that day, you say that we abandon Nnamdi Kanu in court. No. Because the question my colleagues, everybody will ask me, when you're having these challenges, why do you still go ahead? It's just like where you are traveling, and they told you that the armed robbers are on the road, kidnappers are on the road. Instead of you to withdraw and probably suspend that travel, you continued. And when you died, everybody will blame you. That one is on that. Now, on the prosecution of IPOB, I want to also use this medium to correct you media people, because we will begin to take legal action against you people. When you call IPOB an upload or proscribed IPOB, IPOB's prosecution is being challenged. And once it's been challenged, you dare not call IPOB a proscribed organization. I am also using the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and federal government of Nigeria, because when Nnamdi Kanu was ordered for his release, nobody released him. Nobody released him. So federal government held on him until they filed their notice of appeal. So it's been challenged. And I also enjoy you people. We have been able to raise it in black and white for you people so that it will be easy for you. IPOB is an organization registered there in Germany, registered there in almost all the whole countries in Europe, in America, and Asia, with people that are responsible. I'm talking about professors, I'm talking about reverend fathers, reverend pastors, I'm talking about captain of industries that are members. And IPOB has its own aims and objectives. It's in black and white. What they are looking for is there. IPOB paid their dues. IPOB, they have their meetings. Anytime they're going to have their meetings in all these countries, they normally apply, and federal government normally provides security for them, and they have their minutes. So that some persons are using the name of IPOB to commit crime, to commit terrorism, does not mean that IPOB is a terrorist organization. What do I mean? I'm a member of Nigerian Bar Association. If I use the name of Nigerian Bar Association to go and commit act of terrorism, that does not make Nigerian Bar Association a terrorist organization. In fact, for your information, if the NBA president, Mekau, who is the NBA president, #1 lawyer in Nigeria, use the name of our organization to go and commit a terrorism organization, that does not make NBA a terrorist organization. What makes you a terrorist organization is their aims and objectives. That you refuse to register IPOB in Nigeria because of their personal animosity is not a ground for you to look at an association that is registered in a country that is more responsible than this country, and you call it a terrorist organization. So you people have to be very careful, because those of them in diaspora that are members of IPOB, they may take you on that. Finally, when Outlaw, the immediate past president, came into power to destroy this country, of course, everybody knew that Buhari never come to rule the country. He came to fight. And when Jonathan discovered that he came to fight, he left power for him, and he misused that power. He never obeyed God's orders. And we now take it from him that because of his mentality, because of his military background, now that we have a Democrat, I'm talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a Democrat. I worked with him as a student during Nadeku, when my uncle, Professor Edward Oproji, was there. And we worked together. So we felt that as a Democrat he's supposed to reveal all the atrocities that is being committed by President Muhammad Buhari. Then, now, instead of him going by his renewed hope agenda to reveal all this, and said, no, when you are calling an organization that is not a terrorist organization in your country, you are destroying the country. And that was one of the worst acts and the decisions taken by Buhari and the Attorney General of the Federation, Malami. The worst SAN I have ever seen in the whole world. Now, that you don't declare somebody, an organization in your own country, a terrorist organization, you are now impliedly telling people that you are a terrorist country, and the people should not come to invest. Nobody would like to come and invest in a terrorist country. If they ask you to go and invest in Afghanistan, you will not go. And they are simply because they want to clamp down IPOB. And the procedure for declaring an organization, terrorist organization, are being provided. You did not declare Allah, Hessman, you did not declare them terrorists. See now an IPOB that you know that never carried arms. IPOB that know that they are following everything procedurally, you now declared. So it is not late. People have been asking, what is the president doing? Mr. President, of course, I never believed in your administration based on your antecedent in Lagos as a governor. That's why I work against you. I voted against you. If opportunity for that will surface, I will still work against you. But now, you still have an opportunity to amend your ways. Look at all those decisions President Buhari took in respect of this Nnamdi Kanu matter and IPOB matter. Look at a way you can apply political solution. Of course, if all those things that gave rise to this particular agitation is being addressed, I don't think that there will be need for agitation. But as you have been going about lopsided appointments, taking decisions as if you are God, it will not solve that particular issue. You arrested Nnamdi Kanu, and somebody is somewhere also agitating. I'm talking about Simon Ekpa. You have now declared him wanted. Have you arrested him? What did the Finnish government told you when you asked them to repatriate him? So these are the issues you need to cool down and seek advice. The people that meant well for you, not all those people that are moving around you trying to pick one or two things. It will help you. Now, having said that, we are calling you, gentlemen of the press, and ask the federal government to comply with the order, and we're also calling the judge. Many people have said it that your conduct in the court that day shows that you are the judgment, the ruling you gave that day is not from you. That I'm talking about that half-page ruling you gave that and dismiss all the whole applications. You should also reconsider the judicial first. You consider rule of law first, and for us to go forge ahead. Telling Mr. President, you have seen how somebody that was arrested, I'm talking about was Wadume, was arrested and he was released. We are talking about to name them, Kabiru Soko, them, name a lot of them that were released, not to talk about somebody that is fighting for the right of his people, simply because you feel that he's an Igbo and you think that you can intimidate him. No, nobody intimidates anybody, because after 8 years, after 4 years or 8 years, as the case may be, you will leave, another person will come. So try and do something so that you have you write your name in the Guinness Book of Record. Thank you, gentlemen.
Part of the story is that at the next adjournment.
Thank you, my people. So you have heard him. I just wanted to make out this time for us to hear what Barrister Maxwell OKPARA said. And maybe tomorrow or next, we also listen to the remaining. There are other important things that are still inside that clip that I would want my people and the people of around the world, or people of the world, to hear. So number one, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing persecution and not prosecution. Number two, the proscribing or proscription they made against the IPOB in Nigeria is not legal, because IPOB is an organization that is accepted around the world. But because the Nigerian government hates anything that has to do with the Biafrans and the Igbos, so they use it to target us. We are law-abiding. We respect the rules of the law, and they know that. But instead, the Nigerian government is emboldening and empowering the herdsmen, the Boko Haram, the ISIS, and you name them. Those are the ones they are emboldening and empowering, giving them ammunitions, calling them repentant Boko Harams or Boko Haramists, and then giving them all these guns and ammunitions and pushing them to the east, to the Biafra land. We say no. And the lawyers, the barristers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have threatened. They have made it public to the world that if the rule of laws are not being followed as it should be in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that they are pulling out. They will have to boycott court appearances and court activities pertaining to Mazi. They are not just saying that they are going to leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they are telling you that because there is no rule of law in Nigeria, and that the Nigeria makes the law, they breaks the law. They are not following it. So, but all I have to plead with them is that before you pull out completely, before you completely boycott the appearance or the participation or anything concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, please find an alternative that will help us to push the agenda for his release, because we all know that he's an innocent man and he's suffering for no just cause. So my people, I thank you, and I also plead with you to make sure that you listen to this and also share it to go viral and make others know. And the international world, the United Nations and the Amnesty International, the Human Rights Organization, and all of them, even the African human rights bodies and all of them, they should rise up, because African country has a role to play in this, even though the Kenya government is coward, in the sense that they were not only that they were coward, but also if they are part of this system that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I mean the Kenya government, if they are part of this system, if they connived or colluded with these people to kidnap and repatriate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the way that they did, then Kenya government is also a criminal and terrorist organization, because they know that that's supposed not to happen. And for the Kenya government not speaking out, not sanctioning Nigerian government, or keep working in pari passu with them, shows that they are compromised. Anybody that said that will not will not be seen as not knowing what they are saying, because it happened. And Kenya government went to sleep. Why did they go to sleep? Because either they are part of what happened or we don't know. Thank you, my people. And let's continue with our music.